Ah, there it is.
Come on, everybody, make yourself home. Good night.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. Let's bring this meeting to order. Do we have roll call, please?
Let me just give Commissioner Connor.
Right. You can't conduct business.
Can we grab 2 more seats?
We need to swear Effie in first.
Can we do that?
We'll have 4.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. See you then. Commissioner Connor's on her way.
Here, please, sir. Well, let's bow and we'll do invocation. Dear God, our Father in heaven, once again, we come before you with nothing but thanksgiving, praise for the way you have blessed our town. As we look at the financial statements, we see that your hand has surely been upon us. We thank you for that. We pray, God, that every decision we make here tonight will be to bring the town forward, not backwards. And we pray, God, that your will be done and that we'll look to you for knowledge and wisdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Seeing that we're waiting on a commissioner to get here, so we'll have a forum and we can start. soon as she gets here. I understand she's on with.
And Mr. Mayor, I've been advised that we can go ahead and swear Ms. Effie in as well.
Okay.
And then that, obviously, we get a super form, then we can continue to conduct this.
All right,
So if we want to do that first?
let's do that.
Mayor, with the pleasure, if you don't mind, I'll be swearing in Ms. Effie Locklear tonight.
All right.
I'll ask if someone would, and I'd like to ask Senator Brad Overcash if you'll stand for affirmation for her as well. That way we'll have that, we can take care of that all in one fell swoop, if that's okay.
Be glad
Ms. Effie, if you'll raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible. I, Effie Locklear, do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States, that will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authority which are and may be established for the government thereof, I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution and laws of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Ranlo Commissioner, so help me God.
I do.
Thank you and congratulations. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, now that we have a forum, we can open up back to business, so we can go back to adopting the agenda. I'm sure you were right there, but just want to make you aware.
Let's do roll call.
That'll work. Mayor Black,
Present.
Commissioner Moore, not present. Commissioner Laws,
Here.
Commissioner Connor, almost. Commissioner Morton,
Here.
and now Commissioner Locklear.
Present.
Perfect.
All right, adoption of the agenda, has everybody looked at the agenda? I heard a motion, Seth?
I'll make a motion.
All right. Got a second? All right. All in favor? So carried. Item 4 has been taken care of. All right, swearing in of the Officer Jacob Springs of the Ranlo Police Department.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor and Board of Commissioners, thank you. We're very, very excited tonight to swear in our new detective, Officer Jacob Springs, to the Ranlo Police Department. So, Mr. Springs and whoever you'd like from your family, if you would, please join me at the podium, and we will swear you in. I, Jacob Landon Springs,
I, Jacob Williams Springs,
accept the duties and responsibilities of the position of police officer of the town of Ranlo, and do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, and to the constitutional powers and authorities which may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. I do solemnly swear that I will be alert and diligent to enforce the criminal laws of the state of North Carolina, that I will not be influenced in any matter on account of personal bias or prejudice, that I will faithfully and impartially execute the duties of my office as police officer according to the best of my skill and judgment. Congratulations.
All right, recognition of the Youth Shadowing Police Program.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, I'll take this one if that's all right. So Mayor and Board, I'm excited to share again with you tonight two young Ranlo residents who recently went above and beyond to serve our community. The two young men's mother approached our police department, I think it was either 3 or 4 months ago, and wanted to see if there was any way that we could have a police partner community engagement opportunity for her sons. Over the last 4 months, Carson and Ryan, who are here tonight, conducted community cleanups and picked up garbage at the walking track, ball fields, parks. They also picked up trash in their own neighborhood. Carson and Ryan, so I heard, at one point cooked and delivered food to the elderly in their neighborhood as well. Carson and Ryan worked with Chief Lunsford, Pastor Cobb, and their parents to repair a damaged gate at the Ranlo Church. I actually drove by that Saturday morning, and looked like it was very hard work, so they were out just working very hard. These young men have demonstrated a strong sense of community and have gone above and beyond to serve Ranlo and its residents. Tonight we want to formally recognize and honor them for their service to Ranlo. So Carson and Ryan, on behalf of the town of Ranlo, Board of Commissioners, Ranlo Police Department, we want to say thank you for your dedication and service and for going above and beyond for our community. And we have a certificate for you, so thank you. If you want to come on up.
That's great.
Next item on the agenda is presentation from Tanya Christo, lead for North Carolina Fellow.
Good evening, Board of Commissioners, staff, and residents here tonight. If I have not had the pleasure of meeting you yet, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tanya Christou, and I have served as the Lead for North Carolina Fellow tasked with increasing capacity here in Ranlo. It is hard to believe that my year in Ranlo is coming to a close. Throughout my time here, it has become evident how hard you all work to make the town of Ranlo the great place that it is, and I feel extremely fortunate to have sat amongst you over these past few months. When I graduated from Wake Forest University in May of last year, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do going forwards. I spent countless hours researching could-be career paths, speaking with my advisors, and applying to various roles. That was until I came across Lead for North Carolina, a program that places recent graduates in small communities across the state to do good. In fact, it was the tagline, "I love good government," that stuck with me days after I had applied and even throughout this fellowship. As nerdy as that sounds, that became a mantra humming in my mind as I took on various projects throughout the year. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I would like to talk about some of the great things the team and I have worked on. To begin, the finance director, Reagan Day, and I took the task of organizing the town's books on. The budget you see before you tonight is largely thanks to Mrs. Day's hard work, which I'm grateful to have helped with. Together, we reconciled 12 months of bank statements to track year-to-date actuals, organized and reported the State Capital Improvement Fund grant and the town's North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality grant, and worked to demonstrate transparent stewardship of public funds. While the work we did was hard and there was certainly a learning curve, what we achieved ensures that the town of Ranlo continues to prove its leadership capacity to the community. Finally, I had the great pleasure of helping to plan the events that the town held this year. From the Christmas parade to senior bingo, These events brought me closer with community members and allowed me to forge connections that will stick with me for a long time. Now, these are just glimpses of the great work that a good government accomplishes day in and day out, and I cannot emphasize enough how much this experience has taught me. Now, not many fellows get to say that they have served under two town managers, but I have had the distinct pleasure of having had the opportunity to have learned under two of the greatest, Mr. Jonathan Blanton and Mr. Charlie Hansen. They made me realize that good government is not just an ideal or silly thing to muse over, but a way of living. Whether it comes in the form of a yellow truck whizzing across town to hear resident concerns, or someone willing to take on an initiative called Chats with Charlie by an overzealous fellow like myself, it has been so enlightening to see leadership at this level in action. And I see the same level of leadership with everyone on this board, and I would like to say thank you for welcoming me here. I've also received support from countless others who I would like to mention. I would like to thank Beth Price for encouraging me and supporting me. I would also like to thank Jason Green, Charles Harper, Jimmy Lunsford, Pam Moore, and everyone at the Police Department and Public Works Department who volunteer their time to create and nurture good government. This town has achieved so much in my time here.
Tanya, you forgot National Night Out. You were a big part of that.
That's right. Mr. Mayor, if I may also say just one quick word for Tanya. As you know, this will be Ms. Christou's last meeting with us, because then after this will be over. But I did write something down I just wanted to say just very briefly. So Tanya was here when I first started back in January, but she, even just in the year that she's been here, has left a monumental impact on Ranlo. There isn't an event, an initiative, or a success that Ranlo has experienced in the last year that didn't have Tanya's name or involvement. She, as I mentioned, was in charge of all the planning of our major events. She helped completely reconcile all of our bank records with our finance director, revamped our personnel policy manual, helped launch and thought of Chats with Charlie, all these things. And I always jokingly say that Tanya is the smartest person in the room, no matter what room she walks in, but I honestly do believe that. Tanya, your time with Ranlo has measurably changed the course of Ranlo for the future, and we are so greatly in debt for the time that you've spent with us. It is so terribly sad to see you have to move on here from Ranlo to launch your already impressive career, but we know that whatever you do, you will excel, and I have a feeling that we'll be working together in some fashion in the future. I hope that we are able to. You were a gift to Ranlo, to our community, to our residents, and we are so incredibly thankful. So maybe one more time, if we could, Mr. Mayor, Board of Commissioners, and those here tonight, can we just maybe give Ms. Christou one more round of applause?
Right. Comments from attendees. Anybody sign up to speak tonight? This is not our public hearing.
Yeah, so we have two sign-up sheets if anybody wanted to speak. This is for just standard, if you will, public comment, but we will also have a public hearing for the budget if you want to sign up for that. The two sheets are over there, but at this point, we can just go ahead and if anybody wants to speak. And then also, too, if we wanted to consider this too, Mayor, I know we've done this in past meetings. That is the end of like our recognition portion of the meeting, and if anybody was maybe here for that section specifically, you're more than welcome to stay for the business side of the meeting, but maybe if anybody wanted to take off now that was just here for that, you're more than welcome to go at this point. That way you don't have to stick around for the whole business side of things, if that's okay, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Fix it, get it started.
Thank you all so much for coming. It was so great to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. You're more than welcome to stay for the business, but that concludes all the recognition.
So you said you need to sign.
Yeah, well, at this point, you can just go up. You just say your name and your address.
No, I was just gonna make one minor comment about the.
Oh, sure. Well, as soon as we reconvene, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
If nothing major, I just want to say, I met you for a short while. I just want to say, I did see that you were a great person and super smart, and we do appreciate what you did while you were here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Creech. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking.
Bye-bye, it was nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for coming.
So you said we do have two sign up to speak?
At this point, if anybody wants to, just go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what, let me put this back too, if you wouldn't mind.
So we'll just pass on the comments and go on to,
So can anyone speak this Saturday? Did you say anyone can speak?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the regular, comments and attendees portion. We'll also have a portion during the public hearing at the budget as well. Excuse me. Okay.
so who was it that?
I don't think anybody, did someone sign up?
It's Robin. I would like to say that I want to thank the town of Ranlo for the participation in the Warlick graduation. That was awesome, and I'm hoping that we can plan moving forward, being more active with Warlick Academy. There's a large need there to assist these young people. And, Mr. Green, Public Works, shared with me that we can work out having some type of citizens academy where they can do some hands-on activities with the youth over there. I mean, it could be something as simple as learning how to change tires in a vehicle, observing and learning a little bit about plumbing.
I'd like to join that class.
We got our first Warlick attendee down here, so hopefully that's something we can kind of work with behind the scenes, so we can be more active, more connected with the youth that are down here at Warlick.
Is there gonna be a summer program at Warwick this summer?
Not that I'm aware of. Oh, not that I'm aware of. I know they're just having a changing of the guards, they got a new principal coming.
Oh,
So they didn't mention anything about summer program.
But he did mention when we get back into school in the fall, that he was gonna reach out to us to start
Right.
working through some of those programs. Like, he talked about me potentially for 30 minutes a week or something like that, going over a mentor in a small group, which I'm probably gonna end up doing, which will be really great. So I think when we get back into like September-ish timeframe is really when we'll start kicking off a lot of these initiatives. So it's very exciting.
But I also want to say Tanya is going to be missed. You have a glow, you have a smile. You have been amazing. You have been amazing. And I thank you. And I wish you the best. I wish you the best, okay? All right. Thank you.
Anyone else? Speak. Next item on the agenda is adoption of our May 16th regular meeting minutes. Everybody looked over those minutes? I'd like to make a motion to accept them. I'll make a motion. We have a motion. Commissioner Moore. We have a second. Commissioner Long. All in favor? So
I'm gonna abstain since I was not at the meeting.
Okay. Have one abstaining. All right, adoption of the May 16th closed session minutes of the board. Motion to accept those.
I make a motion to accept.
Have a second. I'll second. All in favor? One abstaining.
I'll abstain.
All right.
Now, I looked over them, but did not proper for me to abstain since I was not here.
Yeah, Mr. Hager.
So technically, under the rules, you're not allowed to abstain. You have a duty to vote, so it's okay for you just not to,
Not saying
not to
anything.
vote in favor, yeah.
Okay. I don't wanna sound negative.
No,
because I
it's
wasn't
fine,
here.
yeah. I'm just letting you know that technically under the statutes, you're not allowed to abstain, so.
All right. At this point, we'll go into the public hearing for our adoption of the fiscal year 2024, 2025 budget ordinance and fee schedule. I have a motion to run public hearing.
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor? So carried. Consider us now in the public hearing.
And no one signed up, but
When signed up?
this is an opportunity if anybody'd like to, because then we will come back in agenda item 14 for the vote. This is the public hearing portion.
All right. So, I assume everyone's looked over the budget and they approved it. They don't have a problem with it. Matthew, you okay with it?
Sir.
You're good with it, I think it's good. Right. Entertain a motion to come out of public hearing.
Make a motion.
Got a motion, and a second, all in favor? New business, considering of entering into the annual physical audit contract with Eddie Curry.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Board, so this agreement, as you know, we carry out our annual financial statement audits with Eddie Carrick, CPA. We need to, if the board sees fit, enter back into this agreement. So what you'll have here is our contract, and then essentially the intent to enter into the agreement. If we can, I would like to ask for a vote to enter into this agreement, and then what we will do is sign it, Mr. Mayor. Then Mr. Carrick will have it, and then come September, he will carry out our, what will ending in 24 fiscal year financial audit.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he not the one we had several years ago?
He's done our last 4 audits. He's the one that caught us up
Is
on.
he not the one? Okay.
No, he's a new one that Jonathan had.
Oh, okay.
So, I hear a motion to accept the contract. Eddie Curry, we got a motion, and a second?
Thanks.
Got a second, all in favor? So carried. All right. Approval of the budget amendment.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Mayor, if I may, before you tonight, our fiscal year closeout budget amendments. I'm actually very excited and proud of this work. So as I've mentioned to you before, our finance staff has worked diligently to clean up the books since July of 2023, and I'm excited to say that finally everything is caught up. All the bank reconciliations, all the journal entries, all the things are where they need to be. The budget amendments for you tonight, and I do want to say there are 2 documents in front of you, but the one that requires action is the budget amendments. The budget amendments that are before you tonight are just some internal bookkeeping transfers that makes our book ready to close out the end of the fiscal year, and I can walk them through if you'd like. Our finance director also has submitted the budget amendments and the information for your informational purposes, the year-to-date budget and standing reports. So in working with the North Carolina League of Municipalities, the budget amendments are, as I mentioned, internal bookkeeping amendments to have our budget ready to close on June 30th. So I'll walk you through just kind of quickly. Mr. Mayor, I know it was mentioned, so what we put together at the end of, or I guess in the May meeting, there were some questions around sort of our financial standing, some of our year-to-date budget to actuals, and I'd mentioned to you that, hey, we were still, when we kind of started, we didn't know there was a lot to catch up on. But as I'd mentioned, everything's caught up. So the budget amendments is what we'll be voting on, but this is for your information, this financial summary, what Ms. Day, our finance director, has put together. On the first page, you'll see our finance overall report. These are each of our accounts. You had asked about the interest being made on each of those accounts, including the earnings year-to-date. On the second page, you can see our what our essentially our percent of expenditures is throughout the fiscal year. You will notice some of them are in the parentheses, meaning in the deficit. Have no fear. That's just because we had budgeted for assuming a little bit safer on the revenue side. So as you'll see on the final page, or on the third page rather, which is a total summary, we're still well in the surplus and still in the black on this. But some of these and what these essentially budget amendments are going to be for is just some of that stuff that's within our system. In fact, I was talking to Ms. Day, really nothing actually technically gets transferred. These are all just within our internal accounting systems to make our budgets ready to be closed out by June 30th. And to Ms. Day's credit, she went ahead and actually forecasted June spending. June 1st, we went on a spending freeze. So to not put us in a weird place coming into July 1 to close out the books, June 1st, we're only spending on emergency spending, and Ms. Day has already built in what we're going to spend out of June. So everything you see, all the budget amendments are going to get us to our June 30th. We close it, we're gold, in the surplus, rolling the fund balance. So feel free to look through this. I'm happy to answer any questions, but what I'd be asking for, and then the last page is our grant money summary. So I was talking to some of our engineers, and it's a very complicated web of money that we're getting, which is such an awesome problem to have, that we have so many different sources. But so what I did was kind of try to put it into one sheet where it can make a little bit more sense of what money was getting allotted to what project. So I say all that to say, I would like and would ask for a motion to approve the budget amendments so that we can close out our books on June 30th, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have about any of the documents.
So you have a motion to allow transfer of money and budget amendment.
I make such a motion.
Got a second? Second. All right, all in favor? So carried.
Wonderful.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we still on unit assistance?
I'm actually glad you asked that. So we found out last week that going into this next fiscal year, we have been identified and will continue to be on the unit assistance list. The good news is we're trending in the right direction. We had, I think it was 2 or 3 really, really solid years when it comes to what the local government commission, the LGC, looks for. What they're really looking for is growth in the fund balance, which is something that, when Jonathan came, that was one of his big focuses. One of my continued big focuses is that growth in that fund balance. And I think what they're looking for is not just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 good years, probably looking for a little bit longer. But what do I know? So I asked the person who's in charge. I emailed the gal with the state treasurer's office. She had said that she couldn't schedule a time. She had training before this meeting. I was going to hope to have a specific answer. But next week I have a call scheduled with her. And I was really open and honest with her. I said, hey, I'm brand new. I want to figure out how we need to get off this list. Let's talk on the phone. Let's figure out what we need to do to take it. So once I have that call with her by our next meeting, I'll hopefully have an update. But to answer your question long-windedly, yes, we will be on the UAL again this fiscal year.
All right, next item on the agenda is consideration of the approval of the fiscal year 24-25 budget fee schedule.
Yes, so Mr. Mayor, if I may again. So as you know, I presented back in May the balance proposed and prepared in accordance with North Carolina General Statute 159-11, proposed budget during our May 16th regular meeting of the board. So I won't go too in-depth because, we had several meetings going into the budget season. We went over it in the May meeting, the budget message. But I will just hit a couple quick highlights. So it was sent to the Gaston Gazette. It's been available on our website since the May meeting. It's been at Town Hall during business hours. But it's before you and then for your consideration for approval tonight. The budget includes keeping the tax rate exactly the same as last fiscal year, so no increase there. I'm very proud of our department heads, our finance director, Ms. Christou, and all who have worked diligently to prepare this budget for you tonight. We have worked tirelessly to put the needs for the people of Ranlo first. And I'm proud to present this. This is my first balanced budget. I'm happy to answer any questions, but we will be looking for a vote to adopt tonight. And that's all I have to say, Mr. Mayor.
All right, any questions from the board? Consider a motion. Motion to accept the agenda, the budget. Have a second? You have a second. All in favor? Unanimous. All right. Next item on the agenda is ratification of the Town of Ranlo Stormwater Management Plan.
And Mr. Mayor, I'll take this one too. I know you're probably tired of hearing the stormwater management plan. It's been on the agenda for the last couple months. But this is a 5-year permit, and this is the last and final step, so you won't hear me talk about this anymore. But so like I said, it's the last step for our North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality. What it's called is our Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System Stormwater Permit, or as they call it in water quality world, an MS4 permit. Since our meeting last month, I had a meeting with the head of MS4 permitting with the state to nail down just a couple of the last little bit of items that we'll have for our new permit. So what I have here for you is the stormwater management plan. And if you go through it, it's a lot of permit compliance kind of lingo, but the good news is I used to do this for a living for Mecklenburg County before I came up this way. So I know all this stuff, but we have like 50-ish permit requirements that we'll have to meet over the next 5 years that we will very well meet. So not concerned about that. But there is a lot of information in there, and it talks a lot about how we're going to take a better stance as a town to control our, what the state calls our reasonable potential to generate stormwater pollution runoff. So when it rains on our town, how do we make sure that the water going to our surrounding creeks and rivers is not polluted to waters of the state? So the stormwater management plan in front of you tonight, there's no real action required. What I would ask though, this is just for you to see it because this is the final time we'll see it. It'll last for 5 years. But what I will need is for Mr. Mayor, if you would, just to sign it. I'll sign it, we'll send it up to the state, and we will be live in July. So that's all I have to say, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them as well. Should have mentioned that as well.
Questions? All right, next item is other business, town manager's report.
Yes, sir. So thank you, Mayor. I have a few things to discuss tonight, and Commissioner Connor briefly touched on it, but I just want to say first, since our last meeting, we were able to attend Warlick Academy's graduation ceremony. I want to congratulate the Warlick graduates and the administration for involving us. We were able to go over there and get lunch for the kids, and actually threw some pictures in, come to think of it. We got a chance to meet the graduates. I know it's kind of dark, but we got to hang out with them, have a little bit of lunch before their ceremony.
How many graduates
I
do
think,
you have?
what'd they say? Was it 30, 31? Right around there. So there we are. There's Commissioner Morton there, Matthew hanging out, having lunch with everybody, having a good time. So it was great to be able to spend some time with them. So we were really proud of the Ranlo showing at the school. And obviously, like Commissioner Connor said, we're excited about the future with Warwick. So that's pretty neat. Also, we had our senior bingo event. I'd like to thank now Commissioner Locklear, who called me one day a couple months ago and said, hey, we do senior bingo. And I said, I've never even heard of that. Let's do it. So we put it on, and it was a big success. I think our final count was close to 40, maybe north of 40 folks that showed up to the lodge for bingo. That was taken before kind of most of the crowd got there. But it was a great time to spend some of our time with our senior citizens. We had breakfast, played some bingo. I was made aware very quickly that apparently I'm a very slow bingo caller. So once I picked up my pace, we got through a number of games and we had a good time. And in that photo too, my wife and my 9-month-old were there as well, which was a lot of fun. But they sat by the prize table, and we learned very quickly that the 9-month-old by the prize table very quickly became the most desirable prize. So we had to move her out of the way. Another note, we have our blood drive coming up at the lodge. That is on June 17th. I believe that's next week, from 1 to 5 p.m. I'll say that one more time. We have our blood drive at the lodge on the 17th of this month from 1 to 5 p.m. I encourage all listening to attend, and I have been made aware from those folks that all donors will receive a $15 e-gift card for donating. So that's pretty exciting. Other than that, last two things, Mr. Mayor, I'm beyond thrilled. Chief still here? Perfect. I'm beyond thrilled to announce that because of the hard work of our police department, that we have received another grant that will give us the funds to get another K-9 officer. It's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. This is such fantastic news. Obviously, as you know, we have our new K-9 officer, Time, who's been with us. And now over the next few months, we're going to work on getting with our trainer to get another K-9 officer, have that dog trained, and to become part of our department. So I just want to say thank you to Chief, Assistant Chief, Pam Moore, and all involved in that grant application process. Obviously, the addition to that department brings an even stronger department and public safety for those here in Ranlo. So we're really excited about that. And then, all right, last thing, and I think this is what's happened in the past, so this is me asking the board here. Mr. Mayor and the board, the 4th of July this year falls on a Thursday. And as of now, and as you know, folks have a lot of plans and maybe travel on the 4th. So what I would ask, maybe engage the council on, is that if we could close town hall for the 5th as well, for our public works and admin staff and everybody, because we'll have the Thursday, the 4th off, have to come back, work on the Friday, and then have the weekend. So I've been told that in the past, I think Jonathan would do something similar like this. So I'd like to gauge the interest of council to see if we'd be willing to have Town hall closed for the 4th, which is a Thursday, and also Friday the 5th.
Would that be a paid holiday for the staff? And we've done it in the past?
That's what I've been told, is that we had done that in the past. Yes, ma'am.
How many paid holidays do our staff get?
That's a great question. I could look up the manual for you. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I can get that
That's
answer.
fine.
Yeah.
But it has been included.
The 4th is, the 4th, yeah, so if it falls on a Thursday, I've been told that it's
Like
been asked
Thanksgiving,
before.
like
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
because you get the Friday anyways, so, just wanted to gauge the council on that.
Are there gonna be any activities done here in Ranlo for the 4th of
For,
July?
yeah, so our July celebration is happening, and this is all on our calendar of events, towards the end of July. Because I think what we've done in the past, at least what I've been told, is that we don't do it the week of the 4th because a lot of people travel that weekend. So we schedule our July celebration a little bit further back in the month of July so that folks can come back into town and then we can all celebrate here in Ranlo. So, but we have all those days.
I'd like to make a motion that, the staff of Town of Ranlo is given Thursday and Friday, July 4th and July 5th off in recognition of 4th of July.
I second that.
Put it in a motion, you got a second, all in favor?
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you, board. I know they will appreciate that a lot. Everybody will. I am now going to pass it over to Chief Lunsford, who's going to give our monthly PD report.
The police department responded to 524 events in the month of May. We made 8 arrests, issued 48 citations, and 7 warning citations. Some of the calls we responded to was 9 civil disturbances, 14 domestics, 6 overdoses, 3 shootings, and numerous other calls. That's all I have, other than an event that I want to let y'all know about. On June 22nd, from 10 to 2, I've sent some officers to get them certified to install car seats, check car seats. We're gonna run our first event at the fire department on Saturday, June 22nd. So we'll have a drive-through, so if anybody needs a car seat checked, make sure it's installed correctly, or if it's a good car seat, not out of date or anything, those officers can do that. I'll be out with them. Again, it's at the fire department from 10 to 2 on Saturday, June 22nd.
Planning ahead, you wanna mention something about National Night Out?
Yeah, National Night Out, we're already planning it. We had a meeting, Tuesday. National Night Out is on August the 6th. It'll be ran from 5 until 9. It'll be out here like it is every year. We keep trying to build it. Hopefully this year we're gonna, get our helicopter back. We got the Marine Corps, National Guard, the Air Force. They're gonna try to do a flyover, which is a 500-foot flyover, and they're gonna set car alarms and everything off. So if y'all can come out and be out with us, we really appreciate it.
We got the chili and slaw taken care of.
That's all I have.
But they're not, are they giving away any car seats at this event on the 22nd?
So right now, we don't have any to give away, but when I met with my National Night Out vendors on Tuesday, I threw that out there, so hopefully I'll have some to give away. But if not, we'll come up with some later, or get a list.
We're active with the, child safety meetings. I know they sell them for like $15, $25 for car seats.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could make arrangements maybe to work out what they may do on to donate you some car seats. Or if they can sell them, I know they sell them for $25.
Officer Koopman has sent emails out to them, to the, Child Advocacy Center, to Graco, to the car seat. She got a lot of information in this school she was in, so she sent emails out. Crisis pregnancy, she sent a lot of emails out, and I put fillers out during our meetings, so hopefully we'll have some to give away. We did have a couple last year, and, that's what brought this up, is a National Night Out event. There's some ladies that come up, needed car seats. We had car seats to give them, and they started crying, and it's like, it was a big deal to us, so we wanted to go and get involved and try to come up with some car seats.
Now, I'll see if I can get some through the agency.
Thank you.
Donate to.
We appreciate it.
Yes, yes.
That's wonderful. Well, Mr. Mayor, that concludes the town manager report. Agenda item number 16. No votes or action needed from my information.
I went to the MBO meeting, and they have the money available, and it has been issued to this region for a commuter train, and it's in the early stages of, planning right now, but it looks like it's gonna happen perhaps, in the next 3 years. The main, push is gonna be from Charlotte to Kings Mountain. They're gonna try to get, also a line over to Cherry. You might be able to come in on. Come in on the train, but that was pretty interesting. I was glad to see that, maybe it'll, alleviate some of the traffic burdens. But they're also working on the money's out there on a super fast train to Atlanta, Charlotte to Atlanta. So, sounded pretty good. I'd like to see it happen. Now, I did ask a question concerning our bridge, and they would get back with me on that. I thought that thing was really gonna happen, but I think the bridge is something that's gonna have to be in place for the commuter line. You know, it's a horrible mess out there when trains go, especially when there's a wreck on the interstate. That's all I have. Anybody else, comments from the board? Welcome Effie on the board. Glad to have you back. Don't seem like you've been away though, so as busy as you are with the town still. It's good to have you sitting back up on the table.
Thank you.
No other comments? I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
That's such a motion.
All right, got a motion to adjourn. Got a second? Got a second. All in favor? So carried. This meeting's adjourned.
Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, you do.
That's what this says.